Hello everyone, my name is Madison. I am the marketing coordinator here at the Business Software Center. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Coffee Talk. We are continuing our Coffee Talk series throughout spring 2021, so feel free to sign up through Eventbrite or on our LinkedIn page or even through our website. We have it every Tuesday at 3 o'clock London time, and then we also pre-record these sessions, so if you ever need to rewatch any of these sessions or in case you missed one, we will post it on our social media channels. You can find that on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter at the hashtag CoffeeTalkTBSC. You are also welcome to contact me at any time using those hashtags. Let me know how I'm doing, give your feedback, add any additional research to what I've shared, and we can create like a networking opportunity using that hashtag as well. And if you ever need to contact me with an email, you can feel free to email me info@businesssoftwarecenter.com. All right, so in today's Coffee Talk, we're going to review the challenges that CM managers face in 2020. And I just want to mention that before we begin, the questions and answers section is open on the right-hand side, so please leave your questions or comments in that area, and I'll be sure to get back to that towards the end of the session. So what exactly are the challenges that software asset management managers face today? Well, I would say with 2021, it's just a whole new world. There's been many changes brought on by the pandemic. It shifted everything. And so we came into 2021 under a lot of changes brought on by the pandemic, specifically with the global IT industry. It has not slowed down at all. If anything, there's trends that there's been substantial growth, whether that's been with development or just innovation in general with the global IT industry. So we've definitely seen a lot of changes, and I'll just review those here with the effects. So with the changes, there's of course effects, and some of the key effects that we found is that there's a shift in how the office is run. And not only does that mean because there's remote staff, but it means several different things. We're learning that we don't necessarily need to have physical office spaces in order to get the job done. So perhaps some companies either are eliminating office spaces or just requesting their employees work half remote, half in the office. And then there's also the big digital transformation that I was talking about earlier. With COVID happening, many of us had to work from home, work from our laptops, and that never really slowed the software industry down or the IT industry, just because they had full access to everything that they did before. And they are just looking for ways to make this situation easier for everyone. So I found a really interesting quote from this guy named Mike Jones. And it says, "As a result of the pandemic, many organizations are feeling the pinch. Budgets are being cut to account for economic downturn, and the new normal presents challenges for IT departments to provide a safe working environment from anywhere." And so even though we have seen budget cuts or different ways to budget, there's a lot of interest in return on investment right now as well. There's at the same time different ways of ensuring that there's proper home-life balance, especially with remote workers, and how can we ensure that our employees stay safe while they're working from home, whether that's cutting the amount of screen time that they have, etc. So there's definitely been a shift in how the office works and how we just work in general because of this remote working. So as a CM manager, what exactly are you going to face in 2021 and beyond? I'm going to review that with you right now. The first thing that I predict is you will face flexibility. So in my opinion, flexibility will become standardized. And so if it hasn't with your business already, it probably will, especially when it comes to remote staff or remote working. I predict there's also going to be a change in regular office hours as well. You know, Microsoft Teams has sent the update with the what is it? It's the meditation software that they have in their Microsoft Teams. And so what it does is it tracks your mood. It also tells you when to take breaks. And so I would say a change to the office hours would mean maybe we're not working 9 to 5 anymore because we have to learn how to balance work and life all in the same room from home. You know, we might have to take a few hours throughout the day just to take mental breaks from it all. So maybe that would mean one of your employees would work 10 to 7, or another employee only works evenings. I really see that there might be a change in regular office hours. Now, also, I mentioned this earlier, but there is no need to have a physical office space anymore. And we definitely can tell that some companies are downsizing because of this. Not only is it practical because it helps save money, but in the long run, this might be easier to help company growth because everything is done through the cloud anyways. Well, I don't want to say everything. There are some businesses that aren't in the cloud yet, but there's a lot that can be done through the cloud and through remote working that some businesses just see this as a practical step to save money and to boost productivity, because research has shown that productivity has increased, I think, by 20% or so since remote working has become a thing. So what I found really interesting is there's BYOD, bring your own devices, and some companies are asking you to bring your own devices to your remote work situation. So whether that's a laptop or computer that you have, you just essentially use your own devices in order to get your work done. And I think that this is another cost-saving technique that maybe businesses are doing, but at the same time, it's just a lot easier. If you already have a computer, the company doesn't really need to supply you with a whole nother one if you can do the same work from your previous computer. So yes, I would say the first big change to watch out for is the flexibility. Next, I'm going to move into the second change, which is the cloud. So I see that the cloud will accelerate from here on out. On-premise has been dying for a while, and there's many businesses that are running a hybrid currently. And I would say with the pandemic, we've definitely learned that having the flexibility with the cloud is a lot easier because it helps reassure that businesses can operate normally without having being impacted by anything going on, particularly the pandemic. So I found this interesting study from McKinsey and Company, and they indicated that businesses had only shifted about 20% of their workloads into the cloud, with the remaining 80% on-premise legacy solutions. So that typically means they're probably stuck in a contract anyways, whether that's 3 years, 5 years, and they can't get out of that contract just yet. So they're probably waiting for that contract to expire in order to switch to the cloud. So I would say, of course, getting on the cloud is something that you should be doing as a software asset manager. And of course, it will reduce the expenses, which I mentioned earlier with the flexibility. And you can reallocate resources. So if you're on the cloud and say, for instance, you have a freelancer working with you and you have a few different freelancers, but they're on different times, etc. You can always switch the Microsoft licenses back and forth. So you're not paying for 2 separate licenses and then lying dormant for a while. So that's definitely a good return on investment when you're able to reallocate resources. So the third thing that I think software asset managers need to be on the lookout for in 2020 is automation. So obviously the prediction is automation technology will boom, and it's pretty much here. I mean, we're experiencing it in the now. Of course, there is the giant change in the IT environment, especially with the pandemic pushing us forward more with needing to be innovative and just creating an easier work environment for all of us. And so there has been an increase in artificial intelligence. There has been an increase in automating routine day-to-day tasks. And of course, this will help minimize future business disruptions. So if you automate a mundane task, say SPLA reporting, for instance, what you can do is by that automation, you'll get all the correct information that you need, and there'll be no more manual effort, risk of messing up the information that you're counting or looking into. So, and also it gives time back to the employees. So you're helping increase their productivity because you're taking them away from a time-consuming task and allocating more time to them to do something else for you. So I would say if you're looking into automating some tasks and you're not really sure where to start, I just came up with this list here of questions you can ask yourself. So some questions you can ask are, is this task time sensitive? So sometimes tasks that you may have deadlines, and so if there's a way you can automate something where you don't really have to think about it at all, that might be your best bet. All right, so as a CM manager, what can you do with these 3 situations? The 3 situations meaning the flexibility, going on the cloud, and the automation. So I'm just going to go ahead and explain to you what you can do as a software asset manager. And it's everything in our SaaS product. So our Smarter SaaS is something that can help you with all that automation, optimization, and it's a SAM tool for you. And I'm just going to go ahead and explain exactly what that is here. So you can see on the right, we have a picture of our dashboard. This is our Smarter SaaS dashboard. And this is primarily focused on Microsoft 365 products, but of course, we have over 40 different SaaS applications that we can work with, from Adobe to Salesforce to many others. So if you're interested in getting on this, I'm just going to show you the Microsoft version, but like I said, we have over 40 that you can choose from. And then of course, you can access them all on the same dashboard. So with our Smarter SaaS, we can help you achieve your business goals. So as a SaaS manager, typically you have to make your own goals that are in alignment with the business goals, whether that is we need to save money, we need to save time, we need to cut manpower somewhere. So with this Smarter SaaS solution, it will help you measure all the usage for your Microsoft 365 applications, identify variances, and then of course we can help implement solutions to achieve those goals and make your situation better, whether that's through subscription recycling, training, having the right facilities. And of course, this can all be done automatically for you. So it really doesn't take much time or effort or even worry on your part. So we do offer an efficiency health check. And with this efficiency health check, it's included with our Smarter SaaS product. And essentially what it is it gives you a grade for where you're at currently. It benchmarks exactly where you're at. And we found with our customers, we typically find them in the 50s or below. On the right-hand side, you can see that there's the orange and the red. That's where we find customers typically. And so our goal is to bring you up to the green area, which is 95%, which is where Microsoft wants you to be. So we can give you exact score where you're at and offer free advice on how to make this a better situation for you. And of course, this is all available on our website, or you can even find it on Microsoft Marketplace or Azure. So at the end of this presentation, I'll certainly send an email out with the information on this. But at this time, I just want to stop my presentation and check and see if we have any questions coming in. I do have a question. It says, if we're still using on-prem in some areas, what do you advise we do to help get the switch to the cloud? So, I mean, you can do a couple of things. I would say first and foremost, you have to wait until your contract is out, unfortunately, just because it would mean there'll probably be a lot of conflict if you would switch to the cloud while you're in the middle of a contract. But once your contract is up and you're looking to migrate to the cloud, we do offer a solution here at the Business Software Center called Smarter Cloud Migrations. And so what we can do is establish what you're using on premise, and then what we can do is see what you even have installed. So we can discover what's on your devices, figure out what you have installed, compare it to what you're using, and if there's certain applications you're not using, then we don't need to drag those into a SaaS environment or a cloud environment. We can just have you stop using them, and that would save you money in the long run as well. And then, of course, the applications that you are using, what we can do is migrate them over to a cloud format for you just to make it easier. So yeah, I would say that that's pretty much what you can do. Is just look to us for assistance on that. Check out our blog posts on it as well. Okay, so I do want to continue on with my presentation here. This is the end of the coffee talk, so if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the questions section. But at this time, this is the end of our coffee talk. These usually take about 10 minutes to do. And I just want to share with you the upcoming presentations that we have. So our next one is March 2nd, SAM versus Artificial Intelligence, Will You Be Replaced? Which is going to be pretty exciting to go over. That might be a challenge SAM managers face, you never know. I did include it a bit here, but we're going to really dive into it more next week. And then, of course, the 9th of March, I will go over how to improve your team collaboration with Microsoft 365 Teams. And so essentially, this is just going to be a training course. So if you need help learning how to schedule a live event or communicating with your team more efficiently, that is something I will be reviewing next week. So I'm just going to go ahead and check and see if we have any new questions coming in. Okay, I don't have any additional questions coming in. So we're going to end the session here. I will post this on YouTube using hashtag CoffeeTalkTBSC. So feel free to stay tuned for that, and feel free to reach out to me at any time using the hashtag as well. All right, thank you so much. Bye.